StarCraft fans, we are back. We're in the finals of the StarCastTV Star League. This is for all the marbles. My hope, my Protoss hopes, no, he did it. He finally made it to the finals of a tournament. He's gone the distance, but he's going to be facing off versus a formidable opponent in Rush. Can Rush actually get the championship here? Or will it be Protoss finally getting a tournament victory? That is the question. Snow has been crushing it the entire season. 9-1 through his bracket, all versus Terrans, and in the finals he's facing another Terran. Can he make it 13-1? Almost 100% victory if that happens. Or is Rush going to stand in his way? Can he bring it back for the Terran hopeful? We're going to find out. Let's get a look in our bracket right here. You can see the run that both of the players made. As I stated, Snow 9-1. Surprisingly enough, the closest series was Snow versus Sock. Sock had this really solid gasless 2-1 timing or fast upgrade timing. But the Royal and Snow games and Snow versus Light games, I'll just say it, it was disappointing. As a Terran player, I have high hopes for both of those players, and Snow crushed them. They were not close. A lot of the games were over from the build order. That's a bit unlucky for Terran players out there. However, on Rush's side of the bracket, took down Sins. Sins had some crazy builds and actually stole a victory. Rush versus Soma, easily Soma could have won that series. 100% he could have won, but committed way too much to the mutas. Rush ended up surviving in the majority of the games and then just ended up winning. And then also taking down Beast in the semifinals. Beast had a really good showing, did really well in the third place match. You can see even though he lost to Light, ended up getting 2 victories there. So if we have StarCastTV Star League Season 2, I guarantee you people are not going to be underrating Beast because he played very well in this tournament. But this is the finals. We have had just one series of Terran versus Protoss for Rush, and Sins is a very unique Protoss player. So we'll see what he's got planned for someone like Snow. Everybody knows Snow loves the Reavers, loves the carriers, but we didn't actually see any, well, not any, but we didn't see that many games of carriers, which was surprising to me. So he looks like he's mixed up his playstyle. What's our map order going to be? It is going to be Vermeer, Champion, Polypoid, Jungle Story, Luna, Retro, and again, Sandstorm. Nobody wants to play it. It is Game 7 if we get there. We do have basically standard map picks from Rush. Meanwhile, Champion and Jungle Story, kind of weirdish maps. I guess Champion not so much because we've had more 2-player maps in the ladder pool, but Jungle Story definitely a weird map. It's the 4th map, but the 4th map, I'm going to be looking for a 12 Nexus there. I think Snow likely to pull it out on that map. But with all that said, let's get into Game 1 of our finals of the StarCraft. Okay, it is going to be Snow. And in the bottom right, Rush. And I guess technically I don't know if it would be his first tournament victory, so maybe that was a misstatement there, but it's going to be the first tournament victory in a long time. Tournament victories. Every single season of ASL, I'm really rooting for Snow, man, because this guy is so good at PvT, and every season Terrans generally go pretty far, but for whatever reason, he's just never able to make that breakthrough. Now, thinking back to the series versus Light, we had a lot of 12 Nexus games, a lot of games that just flat out ended because of the build order. It triggered Light to just go all in, and they didn't work out very well. So I'm sure Rush has seen that series. I'm sure 12 Nexus is in the back of his mind. What does he need to do to shut down the 12 Nexus? I've seen a lot of Terran players these days actually go for 11 gas. And if you can mineral boost plus go 11 gas, you can actually rack up a decent amount of probe kills with just a single vulture. You don't even have to pull. And this guy, he's dirty. Game 1, he's setting the tone. He's saying, dude, you're going to have to prove to me that you can bring it to me in the early game, or I'm just going to 12 Nexus you every game, because this is a 12 Nexus just to start us off. And I think Snow actually pulled off a 12 Nexus versus Light on Vermeer too, so he's not dissuade about showing what he had already played versus Light. He's going to pull it off again. Now, in Rush's main, I guess I didn't technically catch the gas timing. I'd have to wait and see when it completes, but I think that this was a 12 gas. Actually, I take that back. This looks like it may have been an 11 gas. It's kind of in between. It's really close. Either way, the gas was still pretty damn fast because of all the mineral boosting that players have been doing these days. Snow, not going to go into a Forge Expand. For whatever reason, on the ladder right now, Forge Expand is kind of meta after a 12 Nexus. It is just going to be Gateway. And, you know, there's a couple of variations you can pull off with this. You can go for 2 gate, you know, cut a lot of probes, go double zealot. You can just go 1 gate if you don't get scouted, which it seems like he's not going to get scouted. Ooh, the SCV actually does not. Oh, I was going to say does not go for the end scout, but it does. And because he is not going to be scouted first, Snow's getting away with a greedy opener. And it could be such a great opener for him that he may not even have to build that second gate. Still no second gate. No pressure at all from Rush. He sees the bad news that the Nexus is already done. And this is one of those times where you wish you had the player cam so you can see Rush's reaction to this, because you know he is not happy. Probe gets intercepted. First Zealot is out. The SCV hasn't even gotten in, so he doesn't even know if it's a 2 gate. Going 1 Zealot double Goon is a standard follow-up, so already Rush is in trouble. In response, I see Rush still no command center. Oh, there's the cannon. Okay, I was wondering how he was getting away with just 1 gate, and the answer is because he's gone cannon. Now he's pulling, but he's pulling into a cannon. Can this work? Is this already over? Cannons obliterate Marines. Like, it's not even close. He saw the cannon and he still pulled. He pulled after the cannon got built. There's 2 Zealots. There's no way. The cannon's done. This is impossible. Was this just a blunder? Did he drill? No. There's no way he... I can't even tell you how much of a deficit this is for Rush. This is an unbelievable deficit. He pulled 7 workers for this. He's built, what, 6 or 7 Marines? He built a Vulture. And now, what is he going to follow up with? Is he... There's no command center. There's no second factory. I think also the Zealots spotted the SCVs, did it not? So he knows it was a pull. Snow's probably confused, like, what the hell is going on? Like, you didn't actually attack. If I was Protoss here, I'd be thinking, like, did he mind game a pull and then he's actually gonna, like, drop in my main or something? Because this is so unusual. Okay, now he's gonna go for a tank push, but dude, Protoss has 3 gates. He's got range. You're attacking into Snow, who's likely rushing Reaver, right? Like, even if, let's say this works, right? And Terran busts the natural. If Protoss just saves their probes and goes 3 gate Reaver, elevators, goons outside of their base, I still feel like that's a playable position. Anyways, we're gonna have a tank push here. Bunker's gonna be set up, but this is so late. He may just kill it. Dude, he just walked on it. Repair? The repair? Okay, it actually ended up dying, but the repair did a lot of work. Marines. Well, they kicked out the cannon, which was actually surprising. Probes are being pulled. Loses a lot of Marines there, but I guess there is only one more. 1 goon left over, 1 cannon. That did a surprising amount of damage. I was not expecting him to get anything with that. Another tank in range. That's not a cancel. That is a complete kill. But the shuttle's out. Oh, support bay not done. Lots of goons coming in. Does he have mines? Okay, so this is the problem that I was talking about, is now Protoss realizes that they can't hold the natural. They just save all their probes. And he's still going to be up 6 workers. He's got 3 gate. He's got a shuttle. He can start elevatoring stuff out. Is that a cannon? What are those? Okay, pylons. I was like, there's no way he's building cannons. But, the tanks, are they too far forward? It's 4 goons. That's the magic number to basically two-shot the tanks. Oh, it's too much DPS. The tanks are too far forward. Nothing to set a barrier for them, and he just retakes his natural immediately. Well, I think for how poorly the early game went with the SCV pull, he actually did a decent amount of damage. I can't believe he actually did this amount of damage, but he's still massively behind these down workers. He's just now getting his command center up and running. Okay, there's the eBay. He's going to try and set up a full wall here, but the problem is not the goons and the eBay and all that stuff. The problem is the Reaver is coming across the map, and we have one factory. There's no eBay. There's no mines in the base. The Reaver may even get a cancel. Oh no, the SC does complete the command center, but if there's double Zealot plus Reaver in here, okay, he tries to catch the tank, doesn't get it actually, but it buys time. He just GG's out. Yeah, Reaver in your base with one factory, the game's over. So that game definitely did not go according to plan for Rush. I really do wonder what triggered the pull versus the cannon. I guess he was thinking that the SCVs could get there faster than they did. Even if they did get there, it would be razor thin, like razor thin. That was such a tiny window and very risky play, but Snow, he does secure the win. I was worried that he was just playing off of one gate until we saw that cannon. You know, I was really hoping that he would second gate, but it was a good call there, going for the cannon, and just gets an easy win on map 1, setting the tone for the series. Let's go into game 2. This map is going to be Snow's map pick. No shocker there. It is Champion. Alright, in the top left, we have Snow. In the bottom right, already down 0-1, it is Rush. By the way, guys, I just recently bought a new mic. You are hearing, technically, the second cast, third place match also had a new mic, but if the audio level off, well, apologize, that is the reason why. We literally just put it up yesterday, hoping that the audio levels were good. But it should sound crisper than my old mic. My old mic, I don't know what went wrong with it, but it had a lot of static. So if you have any feedback on that, I tried replacing the cords, tried replacing the USB connector. None of that ended up working. I feel like it was just something wrong with the mic, and of course getting a new mic fixed it, so it must have been the mic, but I still don't know exactly what went wrong with it. Anyways, we do have a forward pylon at the natural, and this could be for a forward gate. Well, you would assume it would be for a forward gate, but maybe he's building it there. He's going to go for a scout and kind of evaluate what's going on, trying to determine if he can go for 12 Nexus. No, P is just going to gate. And now what is Rush going to do? He's going to obviously see the quick scout. Will he think it is a proxy gate, or will he think nothing of it? There's the gas steel. SCV is going to try and deal with this probe. So far, no scouting from Rush. You know, I recently subscribed to Light's subscriber channel, and I highly recommend it for Terran players out there. Even if you don't speak Korean, you can turn on like auto-translate. It can auto-translate decently well. But he goes over his game and talks about it, and you know, you can figure out some of the things he's saying, even if you don't speak Korean. But one of the things I learned was, as soon as the probe gets in your base, you better be scouting. Figure out whether it is proxy or not, because if it's proxy, you want to get that second racks down. But Rush, kind of playing in the dark right now. He has no idea if this was proxied or not. Maybe he could tell from the gas timing. You know, the pros are on a whole nother level from normal players. Maybe he could tell the 128 gas, there's no way it could be proxy. But who knows? Either way, he has not confirmed anything. The probe has done a good job to keep the SCV back as long as possible. Of course, we know that this was forward gate, not a proxied. And we do have gas coming down for Snow. So it is going to be like 2 or 3 zealots into cybernetics. And SCVs may actually just outright die to this probe. He's desperately trying to get away from that probe. He actually gets away for a second. And so far, there's no second zealot out on the map to intercept to prevent it from getting in. But that zealot is going to get on top of the SCV building. The bunker does not actually take it down, though. And that means that Rush should hold this. Bunker will complete. And so far, this has been a great hold from Rush. Has taken essentially no damage. We got Proxy, Robo. However, look at Rush at mid-left. What is he up to with that SCV? Is he going to try and proxy something? Can't proxy anything if you don't have gas unless you're going to proxy a Rax. Now, the probe was never confirmed to go back to the main. I wonder if Rush will actually be able to scout off this proxy robo. I'm assuming it's a proxy robo. Of course, we don't know what it is yet, but that's what I'm thinking it is. Ooh, the SCV doesn't spot it. I would just let the SCV get back, just so he's off the map, and that's exactly what he does. Lets him into the main. Terran's SCV across the map. It gets intercepted, I think, by Goon. Look at this Starstep micro. Doesn't care about one Marine in the bunker. Are you serious? Get me in here, man. And now, this is almost an impossible task. Try and deal with zealots in your main, with also proxy robo and Goon coming. The Goon has still denied the SCV. Like, the SCV got in the main, but he didn't scout anything. Oh my gosh, all the Marines are gonna die. There's still no factory. There's no factory. Oh, the Marine died. There's one Marine left. The robo is done. All Snow has to do is put down his support bay, or maybe he doesn't even need a support bay. He's just running in. A la Ghost of Dark, he's getting in here. He wants to end this game immediately. There's no point to play a 10-minute game when we can play a 5-minute game. Probe in the mineral line, trying to get a kill. Doesn't end up getting anything done there, but this is devastating damage. Protoss is down 6 workers, so the Terran can lose a bunch of SCVs. The problem, though, is that there is no actual army. It's one Marine at a time. That Marine's gonna die. I cannot believe that these Zealots are still alive. They have racked up so many kills. Finally, one dies, but the second Zealot knocks down 2 more SCVs, and the Goon gets another SCV before he's finished. I'm sure that Goon is running by. Shuttle's out. Reaver's probably about 20 seconds away. The Goon, 1 health. He's not going to be able to complete his factory. How hilarious will this be if there's a Reaver in his base and no completed factory? The second Goon is still alive. It's immortal. Okay, he's going to get caught. But the only reason he got caught is because there's an eBay right there. He goes for an instant add-on because he has to. You can't build a vulture here. If Goons keep coming, like, you're just dead, which they are still coming. He's elevatoring into the main. In just a second. Reaver, it just popped. Okay. GG it's 2 seconds away. SCBs in 1 Marine versus a GG. Unreal damage with those Zealots. And this finals is already potentially halfway over. Game 2, 6 minutes. It's over. Game 1, I don't know what the game timer was. What was it? 8 minutes? 15 minutes into the series. Snow is up 2-0. If he wins game 3, he will be on match point. And if you're Rush, what do? You've just been completely picked apart in game 2. You faced a macro play in game 1, and that was a complete fail. You're going to be going into Polypoid, which is another standard map. However, it's a 4-player map. And you got to just feel like the likelihood of Snow going 12 Nexus is so high. Should you BBS? But if you BBS into a normal opener, you're dead. So let's get into game 3. Rush is already in deep trouble now. And Snow has already put his win rate up to 11-1 in this tournament. 11-1 versus Terran. Just unbelievable. And I'm already laughing because it's cross spawn. So Rush is going to most likely last scout Snow. It can't get worse. Snow in the top right, bottom left. It is Rush. Do it, man. Put down that 12 Nexus. Just say to these Terrans, you're gonna have to just play me in a macro game. You're gonna have to play a risky play to just be even with me, and if you don't, you're just gonna be playing from a deficit. If it's 12 Nexus, I do hope Snow scouts for BBS in the center, because if he's 12 Nexusing blind after having games like that just happen, I think that's risky, because if I'm Terran, I'm tilted. 100% I'm tilted. And I think BBS is a good way to, you know, at least tell Protoss, like, hey, you can't 12 Nexus every game, because if you do, this is what's going to happen. Even if Rush was to BBS and lose, I think it sends a message, right? However, okay, Snow, Gateway in his main. I thought he was going to put the Gateway, but the probe traveled so far, I thought maybe he was not going to go for Gateway. And Rush, going for the standard racks at the entrance. Almost every Terran player is forwarding their racks like this. Get a little Sim City at the ramp. You obviously have your Marines pop out really close to the ramp so you can have the maximum amount of DPS and, you know, position SCVs on the ramp to hold if you need. And Rush, we are going to have a gasless build. I think this is a smart move. Versus 12 Nexus, why not try to go for a macro play? Or what could have been a 12 Nexus, why not try and go for a macro play? If it's not macro, or if it's not 12 Nexus, obviously gasless scales into the mid game versus a normal build amazingly. A lot of Protoss players say that gasless is INBA. I think Stork is one of the players that is not the biggest fan of gasless because of how strong it is. And with it being cross spawn, the probe does scout it, but how is Protoss really going to punish it? I would say the answer is she shouldn't really. However, this probe could pylon block, and that would be annoying. SCV, or okay, Protoss actually has delayed this command center a considerable amount of the time. What is it, maybe like 10 to 15 seconds? So that's a denied SCV, essentially. Oh, I guess the Zealot didn't, or I guess the probe never got up the ramp, so he wasn't sure if Terran was actually bottom left or not. Or maybe it was just a misrally on the Zealot. Either way, it is two Zealots moving across the map. Snow did get gas, but instead, after seeing that it is going to be a gasless opener, transitions this into fast Nexus. He doesn't even have a cybernetics yet. There is the first Zealot, but the Marines are out of position, and they did not drill correctly. Still manages to not take too much damage. Probe ends up surviving, and based on last game, Terran really needs to keep track of that pesky probe. Second Zealot at the natural. Ooh, see ya, Marine? That Marine might die also, and this is starting to snowball. Zealot in the main. Zealot at the natural, gonna kill that SCV. Oh, the Marine got away, just barely. And we're walking in. We're wide walking into the natural, trying to disrupt that factory timing, and this is going pretty much as well as it could have gone. Man, Snow is just relentless with this Zealot pressure. That Marine's already taken a hit, so he's got to be careful. That SCV in the back might actually get taken down. Oh, that was dangerous. Oh, he gets another SCV. And now, what was a great opener for Rush with the gasless, he's down workers. The Nexus timing is going to be basically in sync with the command center, and Protoss is just up a worker. Also, Terran, I don't think has actually scouted Protoss other than confirming the Nexus, so he doesn't really know what the follow-up is. Of course, it being Snow, you're assuming it's going to be Reaver, but just now, SCV is coming into the main, and we'll see that it is 2-gate Robo. Terran's factory timing has been delayed so long that actually I think Snow should consider just building a third Nexus immediately. He saw that the factory was mega delayed. What can Terran do to actually punish? Also, Terran lost, what was it, 3 Marines, 4 Marines? Something like that. It's not like Terran can even go for, you know, a late 2-fac plus 8 Marines or something crazy. I think it could have been definitely wise to build a fast third Nexus, but instead, I think Snow went straight Robo. Oh no, actually we have the Observatory clicked right now. So despite all that, he ends up going Observatory, and I'm pretty sure that's a Robo at the natural. So is just going to take the safe route. Obviously can't blame him. You're so good at PvT. As long as you don't get caught off guard, you got to imagine you're feeling really good going into the mid and late game versus almost any Terran. Now in Rush's main, I thought I saw a big building, but maybe not. It doesn't look like it's an eBay. Maybe it's an armory. Nope, yeah, armory and depot. Okay, so it is going to be quick upgrades. This is the type of play that I was hoping to see Light pull out because he's just so good at it. He just plays for split map style, just sits on his heavy upgrades and just wins the game because he's better than you in mid and late game. But Rush is going to try and bring it to Snow with that type of style. We've got a couple, or at least one vulture moving out, try and get some intel. It was double add-on, by the way, and that means that we could actually have tanks or speed plus mines on the vultures. Now when the vulture comes in here and sees that there is no nexus, I think you got to be feeling very confident that it is Reaver. Of course, with it being Snow, you're expecting it to be Reaver, but just in general, I really do feel like this could have been one of the best games to go for a fast third nexus. However, the vulture did miss the probe at top middle. And is that going to be the base that he wants as his third base? Mines being set up in the natural. You know, we see players like Mihu actually do a really good job of laying mines around their mineral line in case Reaver or Zealot gets dropped off there, that it will get punished. And Russia's doing the same thing. You really do need to be very diligent with your mines these days because of how good Protoss players have gotten with their shuttles. Now, despite all the damage that the Zealots did, I will say this about Russia's SCV production. It is immaculate. He is up at 45 workers. Really good for how much damage the Zealots did. Reaver into the main, though. Can it get off a juicy shot? The answer is going to be most likely no. Oh! Actually did get a couple. Takes down the Marine. Is he stuck, though, is the question. There is a Goliath out. The Shell has taken a lot of damage already. I don't know if he can actually make it out. 7 health. Oh! Okay, another good shot. He puts it at like 10 worker kills, maybe? Something like that. Oh, another big, massive hit. And he's able to just sneak up there. So, Terran, who was doing a good job producing SCVs, and actually I thought had good defense, ends up losing about, oh, he lost 16 workers. I think 15 workers and 1 Marine. Devastating amounts of damage. And behind this, Protoss actually cut a lot of probes for this, so I'm not sure if the Vulture got in and did damage or what happened there, but it was like 47 workers to 45, now it's 49 to 41, so definitely a bit of a cut there from Protoss, and he's going to take that cut and transfer that money into more gateways. This is 8 gate, if I counted that correctly. Snow really playing a little bit unorthodox for what you're used to knowing from his playstyle. Generally, if I'm him and I get 16 kills with a Reaver, I'm going carriers. You don't know how fast I'm putting down those Stargates, because there's no way that Terran's going to be recovering from damage like that. But instead, I guess he feels like Gateway Man could be the move. I didn't see a Stargate, so I don't think it is going to be Arbiter. There is the Forge. He does have +1 coming, but yet no Stargate, no Citadel even. Just a ton of units. Another shuttle out. Could be multiple shuttles. There's the Reaver. And right now, he is just going to be sitting in that arc, trying to deny the third base. In response, Rush is going to go into 4-gate, or not 4-gate, 4-fact. You really got to be ramping up your production, just so you don't die trying to take your third base. So this is a smart move from Rush. I did not notice a starport in his main, so despite rushing +1, doesn't seem like he's going to be able to get +2 for a long time. A lot of players these days are going for 1-1 before going for a +2 weapon. It's just kind of meta. Protoss players have gotten so good with their macro and denying that you do see it quite often, but I guess I got to eat my words because there was a starport hidden at the back of the base, and he is going to be rushing that +2. Now, despite all the damage taken, Terran is still within 20 supply. That is surprising that it is so high. 112 to 95. You also got to consider Protoss is on 8-gate production. That's a lot of stuff. But like I said, I didn't actually notice a Citadel, didn't notice a Stargate, Templar Archive, none of that. So it is just Goon Reaver? I mean, I don't see Zealots either. Okay, double Reaver going to be holding the line. By Vulture. Comes in with one Goon, sacks the Goon for a tank. Alright, man. We get it. You're the man with the Reaver. This is just so he sacks another Goon because he wants that tank and he doesn't take any damage. This is so crazy. Ruthless. Now, meanwhile, and in Snow's main, I think we're starting to see the Stargates get built. I see 2 big buildings go down. We also have a Nexus at mid-right. Is it literally just Goons? Yeah, there's the Stargates. You knew the Carrier Man was going to be coming pretty soon. There's the Stargate at the natural, but the unit comp right now from Protoss, I don't really like that much. Also, no speed on the Zealots. However, Terran is on low ground, Protoss is on high ground. Oh, this could be a very difficult situation. Good Reaver shot takes down one of the tanks. But other than that, doesn't get much. Now in Rush's main, I think his command center is about to be done. So he should be floating over pretty soon to get his 3rd base, but he's got to make up some ground. He is down a lot of eco. He knows that carriers are coming. There's 2 Stargates, soon to be 3. Plus 1 weapon on the air, I think it's already done. And these Reavers are still such a menace. One more tank goes down. Finally, he's going to get his 3rd base, but it has taken him so long, and he does not have critical mass to do anything to punish Protoss. Really good job from Snow to just use the Reavers, just as you were expecting. Rush does have a good amount of workers. He has 55. He does need to flood factories, which is, I think, what he's doing right now. So he's going to probably have 1 timing, and then I don't think he's going to have much after that. Snow's going to have, the carrier count is going to be too crazy, and everybody knows that once Snow gets carriers, he's almost impossible to beat. Wow, that is a lot of Stargates. 4 Stargates. Terran is in real-time trouble. He wants that shuttle, but you're just never getting it. This is Snow, dude. You don't get the shuttle. What sucks for Rush is I think he has scanned the Stargate at the top, and he saw that there was just 1 initially and now 3. So he probably thinks that he has more time than he actually does. But unbeknownst to him, there is a 2nd or a 4th Stargate at the bottom. So it's not going to just be 2 or 3 carriers. It's going to be 4. Then that's going to be 8. He is going to move out with his +2 power spike, but he's down 50 supply. However, there is 24 supply locked up in the carriers that are not done yet. So you can say it's most likely 160 versus 130, and he gets the Reavers. Okay, so all of a sudden, this is actually a manageable situation. Does need to be very careful with his pushing. There are no mines out on the map, so flanking potential for Protoss is huge. And as I say that, Goons trying to cut off reinforcements. Zealots on the top right side, Goons from the back. Still no speed on the Zealots, by the way. I think that's the only reason Protoss didn't try and engage there. Just trying to buy time, trying to delay. These Goons are just such a nuisance. Picking, drawing the units away from each other. Zealots get in, there's no vultures, and with no vultures, this has no hope of working. The Goliaths do almost no damage on the ground. Okay, actually, it went better than I thought. I thought that there were more Zealots than there were, but apparently there weren't. And of course, no speed on the Zealots, obviously, really working against Snow there. So this is a formidable push. This is a decent amount of Goliaths. My opinion, he needs 3 to 4 Goliaths per carrier. Looking like he has maybe 10. Oh, the Goliaths are out in the front. You cannot do that. And they just took a huge hit. And with that huge hit, there is definitely not enough Goliaths now. There's only 5 left over. Protoss should definitely win this fight. He just needs to engage here, eliminate all the Goliaths, and he'll kill everything. And the entire army gets wiped. And this might just trigger GG. You're down 2 bases as Terran. Yep, there it is. GG. And just like that, in 30 minutes, we are at match point. Snow is 1 game away from taking this series and easily winning the tournament. And the 4th map pick, it's his. It's Jungle Story, a map with high ground natural. He's been pulling out 12 Nexus a decent amount of time. Is he going to pull it out again? Let's find out, man. Let's get into game 4. This is the last life of Rush. He must win here. Otherwise, that's it. He's going to be in 2nd place. And this would be the debate of all debates. I would love it if Snow does something like a Forge expand and Terran DBSs. Because at this point, you just feel like the 12 Nexus, it's got to happen. It's got to be here, right? And I think because of that, the likelihood of a BBS, even though it's game 4, your last potential game of the tournament, I think it's extremely high chance that this could be BBS. So in the top right, we do have Snow, and in the top left, we do have Rush. At least this time around, Rush will probably, well, maybe not probably, but has a decent shot at first scouting. The real question to me is where's that first pylon being placed? It looks like it's going to be in the main. Alright, that is an interesting pylon position. But it is not going to be at the natural, so no forward gate. And in the main of Rush, he is just going for a normal depot timing. No BBS, a little bit sad about that. I always got to give props to players that even though they are on the brink of being eliminated, they pull out crazy builds like BBS or 4-pool or, you know, Proxy 2-gate. Because that takes balls. But maybe it was a little bit too obvious that Snow would be thinking about 12 Nexus, and that he thought that Snow would not actually go for it, and instead just builds a Rax in his main, right up against the command center, just typical Terran fashion. And Rush, this time around, does mix it up a little bit. It's 11 gas here, so gonna opt into a quick Vulture. And again, luck is just on Snow's side this tournament. He is going to find him with first scout. He's going to be able to respond appropriately. He'll be able to build multiple Zealots if he wants, go fast Cybernetics if he wants, disrupt the factory timing again. And if you're getting your factory disrupted after going for an 11 gas, that feels bad. That feels real bad. There's that pesky probe already dishing out like 20 to 30 points of damage. Just unreal micro from the pros these days. You know, anytime I play on ladder and I see players microing like this, I always think about Artos's comment like, oh, I didn't know I was playing in ASL. But at the same time, I also realize that I must be playing a good player if they're harassing like this. And what was an 11 gas ends up being a 237 factory. That is unreal disruption. To give perspective, the fastest factory you can get off in an 11 gas is 221. So a 16-second delay. That is massive. And the probe, he's not done. You're not scouting. I'm sorry. He hides the Zealot. He wants to make it look like he actually didn't build a Zealot. Maybe go for a Zealot Goon combo and just bust the Marines at the natural with that don't have a bunker. The probe follows the SCV to bottom left. And Rush is just... it's not his day, man. He just has no intel on the situation. He's two-facting. I can't believe it. So, I will give props to this. Even though I'm not a fan of two-fact, at least he's all-inning here, saying, like, dude, you could have 12 Nexus me. You know, you could have done something crazy. And so far, none of these Terran players are beating you in a macro game. So I'm just going to bring it to you. The problem is, without the intel, now he has 3 Marines versus 1 Goon, 1 Zealot. The Goon and Zealot are most likely going to get in here, and they're going to see the 2-fact. And when you see the 2-fact, oh, he didn't see it yet. He did not see it. Is there a hope? Nope, he saw a 2-fact, and once you see the 2-fact, what you do is you put down 2 more gates, you go Robo, and you say, GG Terran, The Vulture ends up dying. The Marines ended up, most of them dying. SCVs were pulled. That was a good body block with the SCV right there. But right now, Protoss is in the driver's seats. Another Marine dies. That Goon has 4 kills. SCV on the ramp might end up dying. The Goon is trying to attack on high ground so that he can get more damage off. He gets off 2 more hits. Second gate I have seen already get plopped down. It's going to be double add-on. He's going to go for a like 3 to 5 tank push. But the problem is, of course, Protoss saw it. There's the third gate, just went down. Also, this is going to be a tall task. This is going to be a really tall task for Protoss. Not only does for Terran, not only did the 2FAC get scouted, he's now on a map that has high ground. So you're attacking into high ground, no vision. Protoss saw it. If Protoss gets a battery, how are you killing anything? I guess the one saving grace is there's no robo right now, so mines maybe could connect. But that's it. There is nothing going for Rush right now. This is make or break for him. He needs to do catastrophic damage with this, like game-ending damage, for him to not be eliminated from this tournament. I don't think you can just kill the Nexus. Protoss, transfers to their main and then we play a game out. I just can't see that being a winning scenario. I guess maybe in this situation, since it was a 3-gate instead of fast robo, maybe. But this is it. Terran also has no vision, so he can't even pull SCVs with this. I think if you're doing a move like this, you just gotta pull everything and go, because this is your Hail Mary. And here we go, 5 goons trying to hold the ramp. There is no battery. There is 7 goons though. That is so many. 1 Marine gone, SCV gone. Vultures are gonna basically just get obliterated immediately. Yeah, there's no support for the tanks anymore. Now it's 3 tanks versus 7 goons. This was clinical. This is what you know and love from Snow. Just absolute obliteration in PvT. There's a reason he's called the best Protoss versus Terran player on the planet, and he wins the series 4-0, wins the tournament overall 13-1. There was almost no games in this tournament where you thought any of the Terran players had any chance, and he just proves once again why he is so good in this matchup. So congratulations to him. Again, just like in the Light series, I feel a little bit sad because we didn't really get to see Rush play any of his strong builds. I guess you could say Polypoid, it went pretty okay because he got his fast armory. He took a lot of damage to the Zealots when he was going gasless, but he still got it up and running. He got up into a good worker count, but then the Reaver did ridiculous damage, kind of set him back considerably. And then we also didn't get to see the build that I like, which is the 1-fact expand starport into 5-fact. Rush really does play that style a decent amount, so I am sad that we didn't get to see any of that. But Snowman, coming into the series or coming into the tournament, I was expecting to see Reaver Carrier almost every game, but he ended up playing a variety of styles. He was in your face with gateway pressure a decent amount of time. He was 12 Nexusing, he was going gateway man, he was going arbor, he was doing everything. So not a one-trick pony here. He deserved to win this tournament. And finally, Snow, looking like a championship caliber type of player. I hope he can transition this into ASL because he is so good, man. We're getting a look at how today went. And I can say it did not go well for Rush. We got win after win after win for Snow. First 2 games was just complete domination. We had 15 minutes and both games were over. 15-minute game on Polypoid and then another sub 10-minute game on Jungle Story. We're in and out of this series in 40 minutes. Just absurd. We're now going to look at the bracket so that we can again see the rundown of how the tournament went. As you can see, Snow just crushing through every single Terran. Who is even missing from the Terrans that he didn't face? JYJ? Is that it? He went through everybody else. He took down Sock, Royal, Light, and now Rush. Those are all the top Terrans. So if those Terrans can't take down Snow, who actually can, you know? So just an absurd result from Snow. I am so happy for him, finally showing his true form and securing the victory. And that is it. We are completely done with the StarCastTV Star League Season 1. If you guys did enjoy the cast and did enjoy this tournament, definitely consider becoming a Patreon supporter or making a direct donation to krrrrzz. I know he posts all the information on his YouTube channel. Because of the support of you guys for StarCast TV, we're able to hold tournaments like this. And in fact, krrrrzz has already stated that there will be a StarCast TV Star League Season 2. So I'm looking very forward to that. And I'm glad that you guys enjoyed watching with me. So until then, take care, and we'll see you in Season 2.